Hey, yeah, you know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights go, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and talk, right from the block. Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it loud.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to another episode of one of the most dangerous podcasts on YouTube, powered by Generationally Speaking. Welcome to another episode of Turf and Talk. I am your co-host today, and I'm going to be shooting this solo with y'all, and I just want to get some things, talk to my audience, tell y'all about what's going on with the show. First of all, TJ is doing quite well. She's recovering, and at times it could be a little overwhelming for her, so we wanted to take some time to let her rest and not overwhelm her with an overbearing workload right now. So outside of that, if you want to hear the good old duo of TJ and Jay the Jedi, you can find Jay the Jedi on Instagram at Jay the Jedi 212 at Instagram. You can catch us on Wake the Turf every weekend on Audioless app, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 12. Also, we plan on doing some Turf and Talk live shows. Me and Grandmaster West has been talking about doing some things live, having you guys being able to chime in. And I also want to tell you guys, because TJ's been wanting me to push this, so I'm going to push this right now, you guys. Comment. I am so enthused by the viewers that we've picked up. We've had over 139 viewers with the last episode. I can only just tell y'all from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. If it's not too much to ask, leave a comment. Let us know your favorite team. Let us know what your team record is. If you have an NFL team, let us know your favorite NFL team. Let us know your favorite basketball team. Let us know your favorite college football team. Let us know your college favorite basketball team, baseball team. Whatever it is, man, comment on the videos. We really want to start to reach out to you guys because we are just so thankful for the response and the viewers that we're getting. I mean, it is crazy the way we started this just like a couple of months back. And, you know, we were just at over 50 viewers trying to just be happy with that. And now we're trying to average over 100. And we're trying to push the limit even more, y'all. So one day, hopefully we get to 500. Then we can get to 1,000 and let the sky be the limit. So I want to thank all of you guys for, once again, tuning in. Hope you guys are looking forward to that Turf and Talk live show. Also, the live shows and Turf and Talk Facebook page and the Turf and Talk website. We are going to have behind-the-scenes material, videos that we'll be shooting behind the scenes with the mics not on and the cameras, not these cameras on, but some behind-the-scene things so you can get an understanding about how we conversate and how we prepare for the shows, what goes on and the meetings that we have with each other. So we're going to give y'all a deep dive. So stay tuned to the page for that kind of content. Also, we'll be giving you our personal blogs, just, you know, personal things we want to get off our chest. We're going to be giving you that stuff on the Facebook page that we have for Turf and Talk. Also, we have Turf and Talk on TikTok. So look forward to the Turf and Talk page on Facebook, on TikTok, and on www.turfandtalk.com, because we're going to be coming everywhere we can, as much as we can, every social media platform. So as we continue to get going, I wanted to first, as we start the show, I wanted to first send our condolences from the show to the Kyle Busch, the Busch family. If you don't know, Kyle Busch was a NASCAR driver. He passed away at 41 years old. Kyle Busch, to give you guys a little bit of background, Kyle Busch, I watch NASCAR. My favorite NASCAR driver has always been Jimmy Johnson. I've been a Jimmy Johnson fan, the number 48 Lowe's car, for a very long time. And the first time I started watching NASCAR, I started watching when Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon were actually competing. And I remember the day Dale Earnhardt died. If you don't remember, Dale Earnhardt died at Daytona in third place trying to create a block for the first two drivers that were his drivers trying to on the last lap of the Daytona 500. And I remember how gutted NASCAR was when the Intimidator died. It was a gut punch to the sport because it was so unexpected, and honestly, it could have been avoided because the device that could have probably saved Dale's life, the Hans device, was already available. But Dale came from an old school mentality. The Intimidator, these old school mentality guys, when they get on the track, they let it fly, man. The Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, was one of those drivers that he got behind you, he pushed you, and that's why they called it an Intimidator. And to circle back to Kyle was a lot of the same way when he drove. Kyle was known as Rowdy. Rowdy was a very, very, very intimidating driver. He had fights. If you go on YouTube right now, you will see Kyle Busch in fights because he drove with all or nothing mentality. He believed in pretty much leaving it all on the track and never taking anything for granted. And his last win on the track, he raced the truck series, the NASCAR truck series. And they interviewed him, and I believe his last words were, "You win because you never know if this is going to be the last one." And I think we should take that into our lives when we do whatever we're doing, whatever projects we're working on, with whoever relationships that we're working with, whoever people, whatever things we're doing. You do things as if it's the last time that you're going to be here. Kyle Busch was 41 years of age. He was at that point, perfect health. He passed from pneumonia that turned into sepsis, and it was fast, and he's not here anymore. And it's oddly, eerily similar to another athlete that I feel like we lost entirely too early, which is Kobe B. Bryant. If y'all don't know, Kobe B. Bryant also died tragically, and we didn't see it coming, and he was also 41 years of age. And what's also eerie about these two deaths is Kyle Busch drove the Toyota Camry number 18 car, and he also drove the Chevrolet Richard Childress car, number 8. As you know, Kobe being Bryant wore number 8. So it's kind of just eerie that they both had the love for the number 8. But every time I watch Kyle, all I can say, man, you were one of the best I've ever got to watch. I am proud that I got to actually bring in my oldest daughter into the NASCAR world by just watching Kyle race, and that was her favorite driver. What brung her in was that M&M car that he drove, that number 18 Toyota M&M car, 18. And, he was a phenomenal driver. He is going to be missed. We send our condolences again to his family, his friends, his brother, all his loved ones, and we hope you all are wrapped up in love at this moment. So as we try to transitionally seamlessly through that, I wanted to talk about the 49ers schedule. And let me just tell y'all something. December's brutal. I'm looking at December right now, and I'm just going to be real with you. In December, we start off with the Giants. Okay, maybe, depending on what's going on in the Jackson Dart dual Carter situation and that locker room, maybe they're a good team, maybe not. We don't know that team right now. So let's just put them to the side. The Rams, after that, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and that's your December. You finish with the Chiefs. Man, the 49ers schedule is unforgiving this year. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to get back to y'all right now. Because if I go down the schedule right now, all right, let's go down the schedule. Let's go down. Let's go. Grandmaster West, let's do a quick rundown of the schedule and let's see where do I have wins and where do we have losses. Okay. Game 1, September 10th against the Rams. I'm going to give that as a W. So count that 1-0. Okay. Week 2 is going to be against the Dolphins. We should be able to beat the Dolphins if it's going to be in San Francisco. I'm going to give us that game. And then we have the Cardinals. This is an interesting game. We should be able to beat the Cardinals. I am afraid of their tight end. He's very good, but I do not fear their quarterback, and the little midget man is gone. So I do not think we should lose that game. So if I'm tallying up right now, we're 3-0. This is where it gets interesting. October. Okay. The Broncos, October 4th. The Broncos have a tough defense. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to give us the L. So we're 3-1. Then we play the Seahawks. Okay, so we're splitting this division. Okay, this rivalry. This rivalry is splitting. So the question is, do we win this game or the second game? If I was going by our luck, being that we get hit by the injury bug at some point in time, this might be the time we're probably still somewhat healthy. So I'm going to give us the October 11th game against Seattle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we got 1 loss, 4 wins. Now we have the Commanders. And I know, TJ, if you're watching this, you go count that. I ain't counting that as no L. That's dub. Commander fans. Love you, TJ. W. I'm going to give us that one. So right now we looking good. 5-1. Falcons. I think we can beat the Falcons, but I'm giving us that game too. So that's 6-1. Raiders. 7-1. Cowboys. Man, please. 8-1. Vikings. This is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna give us an L for the Vikings. I'm gonna go ahead and hold that L. So now I think we're like 5-2 or 6-2, somewhere like that. So I got us somewhere by the time we get to December. I want to say about 6-3 or 7-2. But I feel more comfortable with 6-3. And then December is where it gets interesting. And I don't know how December is going to look. That's how I started this conversation. So I'm going to hold off right now. I'm going to rethink December. And I'm going to come back to this spot on the next video. We're going to have TJ there. She's probably looked at the video and be like, no, you didn't just say, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Commanders, 49ers, Dub, Niners. So, y'all been watching the NBA playoffs? The NBA playoffs, first of all, Victor Wembanyama is an alien. You should not be allowed to be that tall in physics and dribble like that and shoot from anywhere. Like, you should have some kind of limitations, and it's not right that it seems like this young man doesn't have any limitations. I do think OKC is going to win this series. Now, I know what the New York Knicks fans out there saying is, okay, whoever wins that series between the Spurs and OKC, we got a chance. Knicks fans, you do have a chance. But I'm going to be real with you. I've been picking OKC, and they've been kind of dragging themselves to the finish line from the beginning. And I can't stop now. So I'm going to pick OKC once again against the whole NBA for this year. So in New York, I got OKC versus New York in a 6-game series. I got the OKC taking it 4-2. That's my guess. And I'm not going back on that, Grandmaster West. I'm not going back on that. Did you see the fight with Clarissa Shields and Alicia Baumgartner? Okay. If y'all don't know, right, there was a fight between, I think, there was an MMA fight between Gina Carano and another washed MMA fighter. I forgot the young lady's name. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the real juice, the tea, was behind the scenes, not literally in the octagon or in the ring, behind the scenes. So if y'all don't know, Clarissa Shields probably would be close to a welterweight in the women's field of boxing. And my girl Alicia Baumgartner, who would probably be more of a featherweight in her division, they had an altercation. They had a run together. They had a disagreement of words, Russ. They had a kerfluffle. They had a brouhaha. Well, no, I don't think it was a brouhaha. I think brouhahas are when you actually rumble. Like Rumble in the Palace is a brouhaha. Like back in the day when you had the people rumbling with the basketball people, that's a brouhaha. This is more like that was more like a they ran up against each other and they had words. And you know how it is. And people want to make this, whether it's I know my co-host feels like Clarissa was a little bit unhinged. I believe fighters can be unhinged. I'm not saying that Clarissa was right. You should never put your hands on anyone. But I believe the quickest people to be unhinged is fighters. And I think they are not only some of the quickest people to be unhinged, they are some of the people to get others unhinged real quick. And I think Alicia probably said some things to Clarissa that got her unhinged, and Clarissa jumped out of what she needed to be at that point in time, which is a representative of the 174-pound boxer, and she reached out and touched Alicia. Women, ladies, women, let's not reach out and touch someone. We all know that you all can't fight. I know people are like, well, won't they get in the ring? It's too much of a weight disparity to get them in the ring. And you would be asking both of them to do too much. Clarissa fighting at 174, asking her to come down 20-something pounds at best, maybe 10 to 15, that's a lot to ask for any boxer. And asking Alicia to put on 20 pounds or plus of muscle, maybe 15 pounds of muscle, that's a lot to ask. And then she would have to learn how to carry that in the ring. And that's not what you're used to when you've been getting to the success. She's used to carrying that 130 around, just like Clarissa is used to carrying that 174 around. So they're not ever going to fight. And then to have a catch weight, someone said on my IG they should do a catch weight. Yeah, but then you would have to get two camps to agree on a weight. Like, do you think these egos are going to meet anywhere halfway to come up with a catch weight for them to fight? Like, remember, even boxers have egos. So I don't think there will be a catch weight. I do not think that they're going to fight. I don't think there's nothing anyone can do. I think that's just, one of those things. They had a little, kerfluffle. It was just a little kerfluffle. Come on, you guys. It wasn't no brouhaha. Just a kerfluffle, all right? Slight little kerfluffle. I'll get over it. Ray J. Yeah, y'all already. If you guys who have IG have probably seen Ray J fight in the little fight and get knocked out. First of all, how many of y'all knew that dude was the little dude that do the little Jonan thing, the little rap battle mean guy? I didn't even know that was the guy. And then I seen the meme and I was like, whoa, that's him with all the little dudes behind him. And they go, oh, that's him? He's a mime? He's a meme? Whatever y'all say. I didn't know that. So Ray J got knocked out by a meme, a mime. That's crazy. I never, first of all, shout out to all people who get in the ring and fight, because that takes a lot of heart. when you're stripping down to your bare bones and you are putting on whatever type of gloves you are getting in the fight, and whatever happens kind of environment, shout out to you, man, because my goodness, man, that didn't look like it felt good at all. It looked like it was clean in the face, just a clean, straight, right to the face. And all y'all on the net, all y'all internet folks, y'all ain't worth a damn. Let me tell y'all. Every time he getting hit and y'all play that down, I have one wish. Y'all ain't worth a damn. All y'all internet, y'all know who you are. You know who you are. Playing that one wish every time he got hit. And I just keep playing these same memes back in my brain over and over and over again. And I'm like, bro, y'all, the internet y'all ain't ish, man. Y'all not ish, dog. Y'all really not ish. Speaking of ish, are people speaking about some ish. We talked a little bit about Kevin Hart's roast, all right? And at the time, there was a lot of pushback from the people who watched the roast, saying that it was above and beyond, a little bit gross. It was gross. I'm just say what they said. The George Floyd commentary was out of bounds, and there were a number of problems with the writers of the jokes. Okay. So I have to attack this thoughtfully, okay? Because even me and my co-hosts, me and TJ, we kind of yin and yang on this. Her belief is it went out of bounds. It was not funny, and it pushed too many boundaries to be not funny. I think she has some points there. And I also think where we heard Kevin Hart's response, and I'll read a little bit of it now. So Kevin Hart on his IG said, "We are living in crazy times. Truth no longer matters. It's pretty damn funny nobody does research. Everybody just assumes and runs with the narrative of clickbait. Even when the proof is right in front of your face, most will forever choose the lazy and assumption. Even when I clearly say that comics are comics operate on their own. Nobody controls comedians. Comedians do what they want, how they want. It's that simple. The rules of being a comedian are understood by all comedians. And enjoy your day. Live, love, laugh. P.S. My new movie is dropping this summer. I'm guessing Jumanji 4, whatever number of Jumanji we on at this point. Okay. It sounds harsh what he's saying, but what he's saying has some truth too. Comedy is really subjective. And I say that, and I'm going to circle back to getting into the ring as an MMA fighter or as a boxer, right? When you strip down and you get into a ring in front of a bunch of strangers and you fighting. Where in comedy, instead of fighting, you're getting up in front of a bunch of strangers with your clothes on, hopefully, and you're trying to make them laugh. And do you realize how difficult it is to make people laugh when we're going through what we go through every day? People got bills to pay. People, significant others getting on their nerves. Kids getting on their nerves. Job getting on their nerves. Money ain't right. And you got to find a way to fit in this little space that they've donated a ticket to for that hour, that 2 hours, to make them laugh. You know how hard that is? And now we've gotten to a point in society where we want guardrails on humor. Humor is always going to be subjective. Let me tell y'all what I mean before y'all go off. If you ever heard of morbid humor or dark humor, right? The whole gist of a joke is to make you laugh. If you don't laugh, the plane never landed. That means you crashed the plane. You can make someone laugh off a dark joke. And usually their response, if you tell a good dark joke, they'll say, oh, they'll catch themselves, or they'll be morbidly surprised at themselves laughing. Because jokes have to be funny. End all be all, whatever your formula is, if you're going to go down the racial road, I hope you can land the plane. If you're going to go down whatever road you're going to go down, and I remember we were just talking about this a little bit about, once you stop pulling jokes from one, when do you stop pulling? Because it's a slippery slope to everything. Once you stop, or you can't tell these jokes no more, then who's the next group that gets to come up and pull a joke? And where does it stop? And does that end humor? Once again, I come from the era of Richard Pryor. I come from the era of Bernie Mac. I come from the era of Def Comedy Jam. I come from the era where I heard comics using Asian accents to be funny. Now, what if Asian people all of a sudden say, hey, I don't like that? That makes me feel a certain kind of way. Do we pull the joke? I mean, this is the worry I get to anything that has a slippery slope. And let me tell y'all about how I learned about slippery slopes. Animal Farm. Y'all like how I transition that. Animal Farm. Learning the pigs weren't shit. That's when I learned about slippery slopes. Okay? I understand that comedy is tough comedians, and I understand people who are watching comedy that sometimes they can go out of bounds. But the job is not easy. And comedians, the job is never supposed to be easy. You're supposed to make us laugh, not make us gasp, not make us upset. Your job is to make us laugh. And if y'all can't make us laugh, maybe some of you guys don't need to be comedians. There's plenty of things. Like, I could never get into a ring and fight, box, MMA. I could never get on a stage in front of an audience, a stadium of people, and try to make them laugh, give them humor, give them something just to push whatever stress for whatever hour, 30 minutes I got of their time. Just push that stuff away for just that time that I can lock them in, and I got them, and I can just take away a little bit of their frustration. I don't know how to do that. And if you guys got the answers, please start sharing with a lot of your comedians, all your favorite comedians, because a lot of them people are looking for some answers. Believe me, they are. And I want to transition to another thing as we continue. The Spider-Man noir, Nicolas Cage, that is a great TV show by Amazon is cooking. Sony, if you're paying attention, this is how you make a Spider-Man property without mentioning Spider-Man, without mentioning Peter Parker, and making it good. If y'all haven't watched Spider-Man Noir on Amazon Prime, please give it a little bit of time. It comes in black and white. Now, I will tell you this, the color has a Wizard of Oz kind of saturation to it. It gives a 1930s, 1940s aesthetic when you're watching. I like it. I like the color aesthetic, but they also offer black and white if you want to take it to a real detective noir kind of story. It is great. Nicolas Cage is a great Spider-Man noir. It's a version of Spider-Man that I never knew we needed. It's the grown version. Like, we've always seen Peter Parker either in high school or just getting into college. We've never seen Peter Parker as a grown man who's been around for a while and done this for a while and has some scars on his chest now. Like, the closest one I think we've gotten to that version is Toby and Andrew Garfield. That's it. So if you have some time, check out Spider Noir on Amazon Prime. Also, The Punisher One Shot Kill. My review. So, if you packaged John Wick, if you ever saw the first John Wick, number one, and you said make it 45 minutes, make John Wick 45 minutes, you would have the Punisher one-shot special. Dog, pencil, John Wick, Punisher, same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Different, but same. Same. And I'm trying, that's off a movie, The Interviewer. Oh, I think, yes. Come on, guys. That's what we call movie culture. Also, let's talk about the box office charts. So, MJ is killing. MJ grand total as of right now is made over $324 million. That's global and domestic. The Devil Wears Prada is coming in at a number 2 at 201,254,642. And in third, distant third, Star Wars, Mando and Grogu. And if you're asking me, did you see the Mando and Grogu movie? No, I did not see it, and don't judge me. I don't have to answer all you. You know, leave it in the comment section. Should I go see the movie? Matter of fact, put that in the comment section. Should I go see that movie? Yay or nay? All right, and I guess we should leave out with talking about Drake. If y'all didn't know, Drake surpassed MJ, I guess, in some kind of number total or whatever they call it these days. Just to be real with y'all, I don't trust none of you guys' streaming numbers these days because I don't know what that means. And just to give you some understanding about what I don't know what that means, like when I bought a CD, you know, I would play my CD all the time, and if my CD was scratched, you know what I would do? Go buy another CD. Especially if that CD was like dope, that CD was like a good CD. Because that's the one thing about CDs they never told you. Either it's going to get stolen, scratched, or lost. And how you figure out how good an artist is once one of those things happen. Because if it's a dope CD, you know what you're going to do? Go get another one. You ain't about to sit here and play around. You're going to go get another one. When you listen to a song, so if I listen to a song on streaming at least one time, I could be listening to it for just a review, and then I could be listening to it to review it with others. Like, it's not necessarily I'm listening to this song for enjoyment. It could be any reason why I'm listening to this song. This song could have just came on at the time I was shuffling around, and now it's into the Apple DJ, and now he's putting on Drake, or he's putting on whatever, J. Cole or Kendrick. And to be real with y'all, you know, because I know it might be some Drake fans out there, I'm a J. Cole fan. Can Drake fans please answer in the comment section? I would like to know one thing, and I need Drake fans out there to help me out. Why is Drake mad at J. Cole? Like, what reason would he be mad at J. Cole? J. Cole backed out. And if J. Cole didn't back out, the rules of a battle is not to take friends. It's not to be a tag team duo. What do you think? Did Drake think this was wrestling? Did he think that you were just going to just create a tag team duo? This is Highlander shit, man. There can only be one. This is hip hop, son. This ain't wrestling. This is not WWE. This is Highlander. There can only be one. He would have had to cut your head off. You would have been on the menu too, just like Kendrick. What are you talking about? What is he talking about? If J. Cole would have got involved, guess what? Not only does he have to slay Kendrick, he has to slay you too. There can only be one. These are Highlander rules, my man. My guy. This ain't wrestling. This ain't no tag team belts. You don't share belts in it. You know, you was wrestling. This is D-Generation X. You think the NWO? No. If J. Cole got involved, you would have had to been on the menu just like Kendrick would have had to been on the menu. Those are the rules. There can only be one. So y'all tell me, why is Drake mad at J. Cole? He did the grown up thing and said, no, I'm good. My sanity means the most to me. I don't want to go down this road. You guys have fun though. And what did it really do? What did it really do? What did it solve? We're still right back at square one. Everyone either hates or loves Drake. And then you have people who love Kendrick. So what did we even learn from this? Nothing. Man still done sold out crazy. There was no repercussions of the battle. He lost. So what does it matter? Guess what? Both sides, Drake and Kendrick. J. Cole was right. And on that note, I want to thank y'all for listening to another dynamic show of Turf and Talk. I am Jay the Jedi. And once again, you can find me on IG at JAY the THA Jedi JEDI 212 at IG or at TikTok or at Snack at any time. Once again, comment on the show, man. I can't say this enough. Thank y'all once again for viewing us, man. Thank y'all for sitting your time down and giving us an hour or 45 minutes or whatever time you gave us. We really do appreciate it. Please leave a comment. Comment your favorite team, basketball team, football team, college football team, college basketball team, favorite NASCAR driver, favorite IndyCar driver, favorite F1 driver, soccer player. We'll take them all. Comment, love, peace. We out.
Hey, yeah. You know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights glow, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and Talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and Talk, hey. Right from the block, Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and Talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it.